Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to tonight's episode of Morte. Tonight, Sir Tristram will smite his first knight in battle. The sword waving aplenty coming up, which is a fabulous way to start the weekend, I think. So, hello Arcadian, hello Kathy, welcome, come in. How are you guys? Happy for the weekend? Hello Kathy. I hope that you're looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. It's well deserved, I think. So it should be jolly good fun. Of course, we'll have some fine battling and fighting to be going on tonight. Waving of the swords aplenty, which is how I like to spend my Friday evening. Waving a pretend sword around on here. There's a new Periscope feature? Arcadina, what's this? What is this new Periscope feature? Tell me, I must know all. There's a bat heart. No, I haven't seen a bat heart. Hello, Sarah. Hello, come in. Hello, Tara. No, I haven't seen that there's a bat heart for Halloween. I'm looking forward. Can I see a bat heart? Can someone... Hello, Tara. Hello. Can someone please show me a bat heart that's been specially brought about for Halloween? As I would dearly love to see one. However one looks. Hello, Sarah. How are you? Welcome. Come in. If you put hashtag Halloween in the title... Oh, well... When we do Poetry Live in a bit, I am definitely putting hashtag Halloween in the title, so we can get some bat hearts on the go. It will come. I'm always tempted to close this one down now and start it up again just so we can get the bat hearts. But no, that would be silly. So we won't do such a thing as that. We'll save it until later. Hello, Catano. Hello, come in. Welcome to tonight's show. Hope you guys are well. We are telling my favourite tale from Morte, the tale of Sir Tristram the Knight. We're only just started on with the tale. Sir Tristram has only just been made a knight, hasn't even fought his first proper battle. But before the night is out, ladies and gents, he will see blood and flashes of flame and sword and armour. Which is why you guys came here in the first place, isn't it? That's the kind of stuff you're here for. So, without further ado, ladies and gents. Kathy, smiting doesn't even begin to cover the amount of smitiness that's going on there. There will be smiting and buffeting, I should expect. Anyway, let's get into tonight's show of Morte. So, Sir Tristram has just been made a knight and has gone and left his father's kingdom to go to the kingdom of King Mark in Cornwall. Cornwall is having tribute demanded of it by Ireland. Cornwall has refused to pay, and so Ireland has sent Sir Maurice, their greatest knight, to face off against the best knight that Cornwall can present. The winner of the battle, if Ireland wins, Cornwall shall have to continue to pay tribute to it. If Cornwall wins, no longer shall tribute have to be paid. Unfortunately, no man or knight in all of Cornwall was tough enough to be willing to face off against Sir Maurice. So, when young Tristram, Prince of Melodious's kingdom next to Cornwall, heard of this, he demanded of his father he go to King Mark's court and be made a knight. King Mark has now made Tristram into a knight, and Tristram has gone off by way of boat to face off against Sir Maurice. The two of these noble knights shall meet upon an island out to sea between Cornwall and Ireland, and there the fate of Cornwall shall be decided. Ladies and gentlemen, to make a Game of Thrones reference, tonight it is trial by combat. So let's get into the show. So it was that when Sir Tristram was arrived within the island, he looked to the farther side, and there he saw at an anchor 6 ships nigh to land, and under the shadow of the ships upon the land there waited the noble knight Sir Marhaus of Ireland. Then Sir Tristram commanded his servant Gouvernail to bring his horse to the land and dress his harness and all manner of rights. And then, when he had done so, he mounted upon his horse, and when he was in the saddle, well apparelled, and his shield dressed upon his shoulder, Tristram asked Gouvernail, "Where is this knight that I shall have ado with?" "Sir," said Gouvernail, "see you him not? I thought that you had seen him. Yonder he waits under the shadow of his ships on horseback, with his spear in his hand and his shield upon his shoulder." "That is truth," said the noble knight Sir Tristram. "Now I see him well enough." And then he commanded his servant Gouvernail to go to his vessel again, and commend me to my enemy, via King Mark, and pray him that if I be slain in this battle, that my body should be interred as it seems best. And as for me, let King Mark know that I never yielded or gave myself up as a coward. And if I am slain and I do not flee, then they have not lost any tribute for me. And if so, then I flee or yield myself as a recreant. Bid my family to never bury me in Christian burials. And upon thy life, said Tristram to Gouvernail, come thou not nigh this island, till that thou see me overcome or slain, or else I win yonder knight. And so Sir Tristram and his squire departed, each other weeping. And then Sir Marhaus advised Sir Tristram and said thus, Young knight, Sir Tristram, what dost thou here? Me sore repenteth of thy courage, for wit you know I have been assayed, and the best knights of this land have been beaten by my hand. And also, I have fought against the best knights of the world and beaten them, and therefore I advise you to return to your vessel. Fair knight, and well-proved knight, said Sir Tristram, you should know well that I will not forsake you in this quarrel, for I am for thy sake made a knight, and my purpose is to defeat you. And you shall know that I am a king's son, born and gotten upon a queen, and such a promise I have made at my uncle's request and my own seeking, that I will fight with you unto the uttermost, and deliver Cornwall from Ireland's tribute. And also, know you well, Sir Marhaus, that this is the greatest cause that thou couragest me to have ado with you. For you are called one of the most renowned knights of the world, and by cause of that noise and fame that you have, you give me courage to have ado with you. For never yet was I proved with good knight, and since I have taken the order of knighthood this very day, I am well pleased that I might have ado with so good a knight as you are. And now, know you well, Sir Marhaus, that I cast myself to get worship on thy body, and if I be not proved, I trust to God that I shall be worshipfully proved in the manner of tribute delivered from Ireland together. And when Sir Maurice had heard him say what he would, he said then this again: Fair knight, since it is so that you casteth to win worship of me, I let you know, worship may you lose by me if you stand me 3 strokes. For I shall let you know that none lose by me if you say you may stand those 3 strokes. For my noble deeds have been proved and seen, and King Arthur made me a Knight of the Round Table for my skills in battle. And then they began to ready their spears. And they met upon the field, driving horses, the 2 of them against each other, raising their spears together, so that fiercely did they meet together on the field, and they smote both each other down, horse fell and all. But Sir Maurice smote Sir Tristram a great wound in the side with his spear, and then they rolled, avoiding their horses, pulled out their swords, and threw their shields before them, and they lashed together as men that were wild and courageous. And when they had stricken together so long, then they left their strokes, and readied at their breaths and visors. And when they saw that they might not prevail against them, then they hurtled together again, like rams, to bear down on each other. Thus they fought for more than a day and a half, and either was wounded passingly sore, and the blood ran down freshly from them and upon the ground. By then Sir Tristram waxed more fresher than Sir Maurice, and better winded and bigger, and with a mighty stroke he smote Sir Maurice upon the helm with such a buffet that it went through his helm, through the coif of shield, through the brain pan, and the sword stuck so fast in the helm and in his brain pan that Sir Tristram pulled thrice at his sword, as ever he might pull it out from his head. And there Maurice fell on his knees, the edge of Tristram's sword left in the brain pan. And suddenly Sir Maurice rose, grovelling, threw his sword and his shield from him, and so ran to his ships and fled his way. And Sir Tristram still held his shield and his sword. And when Sir Tristram saw Sir Maurice flee, he said, Ah, Sir Knight of the Round Table, why do you withdraw? You do yourself and your kin great shame. For I am a young knight till now, I was never proved, and rather than I should withdraw from thee, I had rather be hewn in 100 pieces. Sir Maurice could not answer with any words, only sore groaning. Well, Sir Knight, said Sir Tristram, I promise you your sword and your shield shall be mine now, and your shield shall I wear in all places where I ride on my adventures, and in the sight of King Arthur and all the Round Table. There we are, ladies and gents, just about halfway through tonight's tale, slightly over halfway through. And Sir Tristram has defeated Sir Maurice, although, to give Sir Maurice credit, the man's just had a sword lodged in his brain, and he still seems to be able to run to the ship on the shore to flee from Sir Tristram. Sir Tristram having won his first battle. Now, though, we'll follow Sir Maurice to Ireland to find what happens. Oh, don't be so astounded, Jackie. The tale isn't finished yet. Sir Maurice has been injured, don't forget. Anon, Sir Maurice and his fellowship departed into Ireland, and as soon as he came to the king his brother, he let search his wounds And when his head was searched, a piece of Sir Tristram's sword was found therein, and might never be had out of his head, for no surgeons could remove it. And so he died of Sir Tristram's sword, and that piece of the sword the Queen, his sister, kept for ever with her, for she thought to be revenged as she might. So, Sir Maurice not quite making it, ladies and gents. I do apologise if the tale deceived you. It seems no one could survive those vicious blows. Now we turn again to Sir Tristram, who was sore wounded and sore full bled, that he might not within a little while, when he had taken coal, uneath stir of his limbs. Then he set himself down softly upon a little hill, and bled fast. And anon came Gouvernail, his page, with his vessel. And the king and his barons came with procession against him. And when he was come to the land, King Mark took him in his arms, and the king and Sir Dinas the seneschal led Sir Tristram to the castle of Tintagel. And then he was searched in the best manner, and laid in his bed. And when King Mark saw his wounds, he wept heartily, and so did all his lords. So God me help, said King Mark, I would not for all my lands that my nephew died. And so Sir Tristram lay there a month and more, and ever he was likely to die of the stroke that Sir Maurice smote him first with the spear. For as the French book does say, the spear's head was envenomed, that Sir Tristram might not be whole. Then did King Mark and all his barons passing heavy, for they deemed no other but that Sir Tristram should not recover. And the king let send after all manner of leeches and surgeons, both unto men and women. There was none that would behote him the life. And then there came a lady, who was a very wise lady, and she said plainly to King Mark and to Sir Tristram and to all his barons, that he should never be whole, but if Sir Tristram went to the same country that the venom came from, and in that country could he find help, and no other place. Thus said the lady unto the king, and when King Mark understood that, he let it be sent for Sir Tristram that a fair vessel well victualled, and therein he put Sir Tristram with his squire, and Sir Tristram took his harp with him, and the vessel was set to sea to sail to Ireland, and so by good fortune he arrived in Ireland, even fast by a castle where the king and the queen was. And at his arrival he sat and harped in his bed a merry lay, such one heard was never one in Ireland before that time. And when it was told the king and the queen of such a knight was such a harper, then did the king search for him, and searched his wounds, and asked him his name. And then he answered, I am of the country of Leon. And he gave a false name, Tramtrist, and said that he was wounded in a battle that he fought for a lady's right. So God help me, said Sir Anguish, you should have all the help in this land that you may have here. But I will let you know in Cornwall that I had a great loss as ever had a king. For there I lost the best knight in the world, and his name was Sir Maurice, and he was a full and noble knight, and a knight of the Round Table. And then he told the tale of how Sir Maurice had been slain, and Sir Tristram said that he had been sorry, and better knew he how it was than the king. There we go. Ladies and gents, trouble isn't half brewing, Jackie. Trouble is on its way. Tristram, though he slayed Sir Maurice, has been poisoned by him and has gone to Ireland to seek the antidote from the King of Ireland, even though he should be his right and mortal enemy. Only bad things can come of this, ladies and gents, but the bad, bloody things are what keep us going in these tales, aren't they? Thank you, Taki. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all your wonderful, lovely hearts. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Ollie and Susan and Tara and Sarah and Kathy. Thank you. Hello, Dave. Hello, Taz. Thank you for coming to join us. We've just finished the tale, but it's a cracking one. Don't worry about it, Taz. I do recommend, actually, do we think that Taz should go back and watch the replay, ladies and gents? There was smiting aplenty at the start of this tale. So if you would like a good smiting tale, this is definitely one for you. It was great stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed myself telling the tale of Sir Tristram's first battle. Yeah, listen to Sarah. The replay is great. And there's some great stuff coming up next week. The twists and turns of this tale as it gets going. I can't wait to share this one with you next week, guys. I really can't. It's going to be epic. Literally epic. It's an epic tale in an epic book. You did, Dave. You missed the end. Yes, this is the cover for the book. I love it as well. You did. You caught the end, Dave. But we are mere minutes away, Dave, from tonight's episode of Poetry Live, where I will be reading some more of my epic poem, The Cats of Hashima Island. So, dark stuff about to take place in that epic poem. So please do stick around, Dave, for my poetry, which is on its way very swiftly now. He says, setting himself up. If I set it here, can I? Hey, if I set it there, a little bit, Susan. There is a little bit of blood and gore coming. Some cat smiting, as opposed to knight smiting knights. We have cats smiting cats and turning in to knights and humans. Ah, Dave, that's a shame. See, I don't have a lawn to cut, so I don't have to deal with these problems. The fields outside tend to get cut by tractors, so I don't do it. But please do hit the catcher or join us next week, Dave, for there'll be smiting at them. Crazy in a good way, Dave? I hope it's crazy in a good way. I'd like to think that you're busy doing great stuff. Well, Susan, in writing The Cats of Hashima Island, I had to go and research and look at lots of scary pictures of cats to actually do it. Then, high five for Crazy Good, Dave. I'm glad you had Crazy Good. Crazy Good makes me happy. So, that's awesome. I just hope it's all going well and that you'll be able to come and join us. Yes, Sarah, we have one of my poems coming up. I've been working. It's probably going to be. Fortunately, I've actually got my drink prepared, Jackie, and my poem is here on the laptop. So it'll be about 4 minutes. 4 minutes time. So what I'll do is I'm just going to go close down this scope now, load up the scope for my Cats of Hashima Island, and then we'll pop in there, have a chat about that. I'll read my poem, and then we'll do some Q&A afterwards. Susan, there are times when I feel I haven't been working since Periscope came along. So a wonderful, wonderful addictive thing. Anyway, Right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming to tonight's tale of the Morte d'Arthur. Please, for those of you who came late, do go and watch on the replay so you can catch the awesome smiting that we had at the start. But coming up, I've been working on an epic poem, a bit of a magical realist poem, set on an island off Japan, written in the voice of a group of cats. Hopefully you guys might like that. That's coming up now as I close this down and we go over to Poetry Live and go for my Cats of Hashima Island. Fab, Sarah. Well, you'll love this. You'll love this. Well, I hope you'll love this. Magical realism set on a Japanese island with epic poetry. What more could you ask for? Closing this one down, starting it up now. See you there.